Day 30. I basically did a whole bunch of nothing today. I completed some to-dos and obviously the stuff with my $5 bill rules. But actually not much more than that. And I also didn't do any sports today, as today was my rest day since I did two kind of sports yesterday and also 20 kilometers of riding the bike. An interesting thing that I've noticed is that I always thought we were lazy because of our phones and the internet, and if we stopped using that, we would be productive automatically. But now I realize that I'm basically also lazy when I do not have all this stuff, and I still don't want to do the to-dos or the tasks I have to do. I just rather would just lie around and do nothing now. Still, I do get more to-dos done than before. It kind of feels like I'm doing a lot less because I'm also just consuming a lot less. But I think automatically the subconscious of my brain is just working on stuff, thinking through stuff since I'm not distracting myself. And I could imagine me needing some time to adjust to doing nothing, so I will get more productive. However, I could also imagine that it would just stay that way. But well, maybe my brain just needs to work through stuffs and emotions, or maybe I just need to get over the withdrawal symptoms. I also think that it could be because I'm doing some sort of enjoyable visualization or imagination to go to sleep, basically distracting myself to go to sleep instead of just sitting there with my thoughts. I did do the latter one a couple of times, and I think I felt way more rested the next morning and it was easier to get out of bed. Today I didn't do that, for example, and even though I slept for 8 hours, I just struggled to get out of bed and went back to sleep and slept for 2 more hours. So to reduce that for about 85%, I decided to add it to my $5 bill rules that I can only do that at the night from Wednesday. Furthermore, I reduced my iPad screen time from 2 hours to 1 hour 30 in my $5 bill rules, with 1 hour extra for reading novels, which I haven't done quite in a while. Also, for smaller to-dos I keep delaying or putting off, I can put an exclamation mark on the to-do app I use on them, and then I do have to complete the to-do on the date I added. Lastly, in the past years, I did develop a habit of picking pickles. It has already gotten way better. However, I still find it's not quite as intentional as I want it to be, and I use it when it's not really necessary. To avoid that, I will restrict picking pickles to a certain mirror in my home that's not quite easily reachable and I wouldn't go to normally, or to mirrors outside of my home when I'm traveling, for example. These extra rules I added, I think, will be quite tough. However, I'm confident that I'm gonna keep them up, and I think they are gonna be quite worth it and will have a positive impact on my further life. This is the end of day 30. I'm really happy I made this video.